Hey, y'all. It's Dr. AJ Austin, founder of the International Center for Life Coach Training, LLC, creator of Black Christian Women Life Coach Certification Self-Study System. I'm usually not on camera, as you know. You usually just hear my beautiful voice. Now you can see my beautiful face. Here was one of the beautiful. Take a minute and tell us who you are, and we'll dive in from there.
Thank you, Coach AJ. My name is Yvonne Sinclair. I'm recently certified life coach. Oh my gosh, it's so good to say that. I'm a mom of two, and I'm a Christian. I've been hosting a Bible study group, a women's Bible study group for over 10 years. And out of that has spawned a prayer line, and I have a annual prayer breakfast for women every May, and all of it is just this desire to serve women and to help them, be a facilitator for them. And so that's where I am, just getting certified and excited to move on to the next level, to be an ambassador for the Lord, for people.
I know that's right. You're taking us to church already, Coach. Here we go, y'all. Oh, get ready. She is fresh off a fast. You know, you be clear and hearing God and dropping nuggets and wisdom. So we're ready for it. So use that same energy coming from leading prayer groups and Bible studies, and you got your line. Tell us what led you to become a Black woman Christian certified life coach.
Life has been lifing for most of my life. It's a lot. I've always been the person who, oh, you can call me anytime, and they do. They call, anytime. Sometimes I'm working, and I when I see the call, I have to take the call, because you just never know what people are going through. And so after so many years, then I went through divorce and relocation, starting my life over when I was 46. In a new country. I didn't know anything. It was very hard. And I realized that every step of the way that I was going, I was like, Lord, why do I have to go through this at this time in my life? I thought everything was good with me. But I was learning how people struggle, and how you struggle when you don't know what to do, or you don't know how programs work, Yeah. And so I started a Bible study group because I was literally kicked out of a group because I had a 1-year-old and I had to take him with me. And they said, well, he's distracting, and, people can't focus because he doesn't make noise, but he's always coming over to you and touch you, and that broke me. I was so devastated. So somehow the Lord had me start a group, and I didn't even have a place. I was living with family. And that's how this group started, having a place for women with children who want to study the word. And that's how the group started in 2010. And I've learned so many lessons of going through assistance with the state, and, all these different things was taking me somewhere, until I realized when I turned 49, I was like, Lord, I felt so worthless. I said, Lord, what have I achieved? I'm about to be 50. And I said, Lord, please, I need help. And the Lord actually became my coach, because I didn't know where to turn. I didn't know what to do. And I said, Lord, if you give me a year, I want you to help me for a year to get my life together. I need to go back to college and get my degree, because I need to have something to be able to help other women get out of what I'm in. And when I turned 50, I enrolled in college, and I got my degree in 2017. I realized I had dreams that were just dormant, because I was in this mode of struggling for 7 years. At the end of 7 years, I was like, Lord, I can't take it. Come on, you need to help get me out. So he kept taking me out of one thing, but I was learning so many lessons along the way. And I'm like, I need to harness this together, so every woman don't have to go through this. If they're a single parent, if they've been divorced, they don't have to go through all of this. Somebody can be there to help them along the way to get out of this one, move into something else. And so that desire to help women transition You know, if you're a single mom, you're on programs and you want to get off, if you don't know how to parent, if you're in a financial rut, you know, all of these things. And so the Lord led me to the degree that I did, which was human relations. And then when I came out, they were like, what are you going to do next? I'm like, the Lord is going to show me what to do.
Yeah.
And so a couple months ago, I started searching. I wanted to be a life coach because I thought life coach didn't mean that you made money. So I was like, Lord, I want to be a life coach, but I want to be a life coach to Black women who the odds are stacked against them. And so I went on the podcast app and I put in Black life coach because I'm like, is there anyone out there who is a Black life coach? You know, and you popped up and I was like, this is a person. I was like, this is actually a person. And so I was so floored. I'm sitting in my little office at home and I'm like, there is actually a Black life coach. So I started following you right away. And then I was watching videos and I was like, I want to join something, you know? So I clicked and eventually I came onto the email and I was trying to get into the group. I didn't know what was happening, but eventually I got on to the email. And so whenever you send emails out, I got emails until I got the one about the funding. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna take a step of faith. My daughter was with me, she was in town, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna click this thing. And I'm gonna get into this thing because probably this is a door to something. And she said, Mom, go for it. And I just clicked and I got a response right away. And when I came into the Zoom, I thought I was gonna be invisible. Nobody would know I'm there. I would just be quietly listening and learning. And I came on and you said, oh, welcome, Yvonne Sinclair. And I was like, she sees me like she's calling me by name. And the rest is just the Lord just blowing me away, because I'm here today only because I took that step of faith. I stepped into this unknown territory and I trusted the Lord. I said, Lord, I'm just going to follow you. And he prepared a beautiful table for me. And here I am today. And I can't even believe I'm here.
Wow, what a journey. You just took us on, like, you set it up perfectly. I love that you paced. So you can say, you know, in my 40s, I did this. In my 50s, I did this. I'm looking forward to the next 10 years to do this. And he has literally ordered your steps through your journey, from figuring out, I need to find a place for me and my baby to study the word, to creating a place for others who felt the same way. Bring your kids. I have this safe space that has been created for you. And now I'm skilled and trained, able to make money from this gift, building the kingdom, being an ambassador, leading groups of women to Christ, to strengthen their relationships, and who knows what's coming up next. And just saying yes and entering this, I call it a portal, because once you click anything of mine and you join my list, you join my Facebook groups, you are like in there. You can't get out, okay? And it's a good thing. We love on you. We pour into you. There are continuing learning opportunities. I'm always up to something. And I love that I bring you guys along with me. And that's what our coaches say, that they're happy that they click submit. One of our coaches, Coach Camille, she said, I just closed my eyes and I clicked submit. She didn't know what she was signing up for either. Right. She was literally the first person to raise her hand and come get certified online with me when we were doing our trainings live. So thanks to her, yes, it led to 4 more other yeses for that event. And now here we are, 90 coaches strong later, who have trained in our self-study process, and they're doing their things. You just met Coach Naricia on an event we just did earlier. She is a local documentarian. She left that part out of her introduction as well. She actually did her documentary before I did mine, here in the studio in Atlanta. And so becoming a certified coach can open up so many doors. We have coaches who have graced magazine covers and written books. They're on TV, reality TV shows, doing their own events, getting grant funding. It is so many opportunities. And no, you don't have to be certified to get there, but what if? if you said yes and found out what this world could introduce you to that is helping you to help people move forward as you move forward on your journey. And then we're doing it with Christ-led, spirit-led, biblical, and that's like my saving grace. That's my big hug in all of this. Like doing this, holding hands with God, literally letting him order my steps. I ain't trying to figure this out on my own. And I got a crew with me of prayer warriors and people who have gone through things, and can use their life skills and their life experience. It's like it changes everything and it sheds that life. So coming in, I hear that you knew you wanted to help women who were where you were. And that's usually how businesses are birthed. You see a problem, you feel the need. And that comes easy for us as Black Christian women, ministers, leaders, volunteers, people who aren't used to getting paid, but helping anyway. And then, as I mentioned, when you can make your ministry into a business, it just opens your eyes. So now knowing what was possible, what led you to say yes to the International Center for Life Coach Training, LLC? Because you could have went anywhere, but you chose us. So what led you here? What made you say yes to training with crazy old Dr. AJ Austin?
Well, when I realized that you were Black Christian life coach, I didn't see any other person popping up. So check right there. And so because I kept reading the emails and stuff like that, when the opportunity came for the funding, I just said, I just wanted to be in the room where she was talking. I might get something that can help me. Because at that point, I wasn't ready to finance a training because I have a teenager. So I got all kind of stuff going on that he's involved in. So when I came on there, I just came on to hear how to do funding. One day I'm going to be brave enough to try this life coaching. I'll just do what I'm doing on the side. But when I came, it was right there. And when you said to me, it is my birthday this weekend, and there is a scholarship. And I was like, what? And so I was like, Lord, sometimes you don't give me enough warning, it comes and I'm in there and you gotta deal with it. And so I said, yes, and she said, are you ready? And I was like, yeah, I was so nervous saying yes, but I was like, I cannot walk away. The Lord opened this thing for me. And I stepped in with even more blessing. Who knew that the Lord had already brought somebody there to bless me on top of the blessing you were giving to me? That has messed me up for months. I still can't get over it. So what I went in there for, I got 100, 300-fold more than what I thought I was getting. So there was no way when you said, are you ready, that I wouldn't say yes. Even if I was gonna have to no food for a month, okay, that's what we're gonna do. The sacrifice was there. And I realized that even sometimes as you get older, you have to be aware when the Lord plays something. Sometimes when he told Abraham to go up with his son, he didn't know what was gonna happen. So I was like, you know what, this is my moment. I'm gonna jump in. I don't know what's gonna happen, but Lord, you gotta help me. He did.
He did that. And so just to catch everybody up to speed, so when you said you were searching for Black Life Coach, you typed it into the podcast app, I popped up, you're like, she's real, she's a person, she's Black, and she's Christian, this is perfect. You got into our world by joining the email list, you started getting emails, and one of the emails said, hey guys, I'm Dr. AJ Austin, I'm getting into the funding space, finding funding for Black women, small business owners who don't know that there's money out there to help you fund this vision that God has given us. So I hosted an event. I had been out of the loop with doing my Facebook Live regular programs, but one day God just whispered, get on live, and I did. And I was on there telling y'all, hey, I'm hosting this event. If you're coming, come on. It might just be one or two of us, but here we go. Put a little price tag on it just to, get compensated for my knowledge, to show it's possible to get paid for that skill. And it's all about winning grants and how I've been able to secure over $30,000 plus of grant funded opportunities, sponsorships, competitions, contests. And at that time, that's at the time of this recording. It was less then, but it's going to be more very soon. And I'm like, but I'm willing to teach what I knew, because I know there was somebody out there, because people had been telling me they had been rejected and weren't getting funded yet. And I was like, well, let me show you what I know that has helped me. So we did this event. I didn't know either, Coach Yvonne, that when we said yes, and 5 of you total signed up, and shouts out to one of my coaches who said, set the number, tell God how many you want. And I literally said 5. And 5 of you who signed up. And out of the 5, 2 of you were future Black women Christian certified life coaches, and you kind of knew it, but you didn't know it. And then we put the price out there of what I do with my funding money. So when I get grants and scholarships, it all benefits our future Black life coaches. So we had a pot of scholarships that were available thanks to grants that I have been able to find, thanks to funded opportunities that I didn't have to spend regular money on, have been funded for me. So now we got, again, a grant pot. So I put it out there. Here's the deal. There's a scholarship available to come get certified. It was like my teaching in action. Here I am teaching you guys how to make money as a coach, teaching you guys how to find grant funding. And then all of a sudden, this lady I connected with years ago here in Atlanta, didn't even realize we were still connected on social. She was also one of our grant class participants. And at the end, she said she raised her hand and she felt led by God as well to say, hey, I want to sow a seed to pay half of whatever the scholarship don't cover. And so she literally filled in the blank for you. She spotted you out of the others who could have come. And she just felt everything you just told us. She felt what you had been through. Like you said, being new to the country, being a young mom, being divorced, working with women, the prayer life, I think this is what I want. I'm here not to be seen, but to listen, getting called out. Like God called you to the forefront. He showed you the table that was spread. His word that says, be ye also ready. Study to show thyself approved. You had done that. And here he was with these 2 opportunities. You got a scholarship to help cut the cost. You got a sponsor. So we were literally funders in action, sowing seeds to your next level, because we knew it would impact generations down the line. And to see all of this happen in a matter of moments. Like we only spent a couple hours together. Everybody on camera crying. I'm trying to wipe makeup and smile and look cute because I had did everything up for the day. And we just on there like, Lord Jesus, do we start recording? And I'm glad we caught that moment, because even when people purchase the replay of the grant class, they get to see that moment in action. What saying yes could look like. What saying yes has looked like for coaches like you who didn't know what they were saying yes to. And now you've said yes, you're here. You chose us. We didn't know, but we were ready. You were ready. And you told God yes. You said amen. And so what was that process like for you? Like you got the opportunity. It's done. You hit submit. You're accepted into this new future Black woman Christian certified life coach self-study training program. Walk us through the process. You're here at the pearly gates. Now what? What happens? What's your next step?
Okay, I got a testimony. After when it happened, I ran out of the room. My daughter was still in town for Thanksgiving, and I ran out and I was like, I'm in. I got it. I have the handbook. And they're looking at me like, what? And I was like, yes. I was like unstable because I could not. It took me about a week before I actually started, because I just couldn't understand what the Lord did. I couldn't understand it. But anyway, I got started and I was in it. I made a schedule, but I had already signed up for the Daniel fast in January and the financial fast in January. I have work. there's a devotional that my Bible study group was working on to launch on January 1st. So I had a whole lot of stuff going on. And one of my friends said to me, she said, "Mom, I think you have a lot on your plate. How are you going to be able to do that?" And I was like, I know, but I think if the Lord didn't know that I could do it, why would he open it for me to run away, you know?
Come
So
on.
I said, I have to schedule time management, and that's not my greatest trait. So I was on a strict regimen. I had to get up earlier in the morning. I had a schedule after work, what I was working on 2 hours each night for my coaching, go back over if I didn't understand. I still had to be doing the 2 fast. I had to have meetings for the devotional, but it was all about time. And some days I felt like my brain was about to break. But I said, you know, Lord, you have to help me because I don't have anybody else to help me with this thing. And I still have to, I'm mothering. And so it got down to the part where I realized I had an assessment. This is me. Oh, assessment? What? But I said, Lord, you gotta help me. You have to help me because I get very anxious around assessments or any type of testing. But he got me through it. And then at the part where I had to get the coaching, the co-coaching, that made me nervous. One of my girlfriends called me. She said, "No, Yvonne," she prayed, she spoke words. I mean, it was emotion. She said, "Come on, step up, girl. We've been through too much." And she said, "You keep putting that message out there because somebody's going to answer." And oh my God, coach, the person who responded, she said to me, "I've been where you've been." And I had to say yes. And that was it. I got through, I got certified. I was on the moon again because I was like, oh my gosh, it actually happened. It took me another week again. I couldn't even, you sent me the stuff and I'm sitting here looking at them and I'm like, I'm certified. I couldn't believe it. The Lord just keep blowing me away. And
He does.
He has. And you have been this channel for me to see it. It started with me clicking on that podcast, and I've seen the hand of the Lord just working through everything to get me to the place because I don't know any coaches. So I'm just following what you said, and
Right.
the Lord is there. I talk to him every 5 minutes. The Lord get me through this part, you know. And here I am today.
I love that. And I have so enjoyed following your journey. So like you said, you know, you get your hands on the handbook and you're like, oh, the Holy Girl made it. Oh, wait, I gotta do this work. And it clicks. And it's funny to hear women who I train who are ministry leaders, prayer warriors, pastors, church founders, and we're used to like the weight of the world. We carry it with one hand and something else in the other, you know? But when it comes to, oh, I gotta go read, I gotta go do this work, I gotta go talk to new people, I gotta go build my network, I gotta coach on camera, like all of the panic in y'all's voice. And I'm the same way when it comes to tests. Like I have literally got up out my seat and walked out of classroom. Like, can't do it, shut down, tears, I'm gonna fail on purpose. Like, been through it all. So that's why I don't call it a test. We call it an assessment. Let's assess where you are since the beginning of your training to make sure that you watched every video, you downloaded every worksheet.
Yes.
You went through the activities yourself because it is a self study, as Coach Eva tells us in her podcast and interview and in her testimonial, actually, because it starts with you. So you can literally tell your clients, I have sat where you are, just like the coach did for you. So that's why we partner you with our community of other Christian coaches who have been certified. They've been through the training, and people have tried to get out of that part. Do I have to connect with the other coach? Yes. Because no other coach can relate like a coach who's literally been where you currently are. And I know that they're going to show you that compassion. They're going to collaborate with you to help you get certified because they know what that feeling was like. And then to have to reach out to your community to say, hey, y'all, I'm shy and I did this. We had less than 24 hours to do it in my training. So I took a 2-day training. We had to come home that first night and call our first community coach, our community coaching client. So I called the friend who recommended me, like, girl, can I practice on you? And I was scared, but she sent me to the training. She did the training before I did, but I still knew that, that friendship hat comes off. She's now a coach. Is she judging me? Is she going to act right? Is she going to be honest
Right.
with answers? Is she going to help me look good? All of that went through my mind. So I have sat where you were going through that whole process, but to make it to the end.
Mm.
And like you said, to see that piece of paper with your name on it, I put y'all's picture on there, your coaching number, certified. Like, you're announcing this to the world. I tell you what you're going to say to your network, to tell them I'm legit, I'm official, I'm taking clients. Who's next? Here's my fee.
Mm-hmm.
So what was that one thing that like surprised you out of all of that process, getting you from where you didn't know what you was clicking till you got your hands on the handbook, till you made it through your coaching critiques and your assessment. Now you got this piece of paper in your hand. What surprised you about that whole process other than I did it? Anything jump out or stick out at you?
Well, the fact that it was already there ready for me. I didn't have to go one night a week somewhere for 4 hours in the night for 3 years. It was ready made for me. My son is involved in sports, so I can't be driving anywhere. I have to go to practice.
Yeah.
I have to take, sometimes I have to take my laptop and finish work there because I have to be doing stuff. So it was something that was there. The fact that I got it right away, I was like, I have it. You said, if you already have it, I already sent it to you. So I had it with me. It's just for me now to do it. It was a perfect program for me. I could do it after I got off work. I switched seats over to another spot in my same office and worked on it in the safety of my home. I didn't have to go anywhere. If I didn't understand something, I'd go back and watch the video. Sometimes I'm up in here like, hallelujah. It's so encouraging, the fact that the Lord allowed you to prepare it and have it ready for me, that all I had to do was say yes, and it was there. That just, it was, I didn't have to buy books. I didn't have to be, making plans to change my life. It was there ready for me and ready and waiting. In the format, I'm visual. So in the format that I'm able to look at it, write notes, old school, write my notes and all of that stuff, look back over. That is what it was perfect for me.
So I'm coughing on camera, but on mute. Trying to listen. Because there's somebody who's going to listen to this episode. It's somebody who may even be in the training, because I do share these podcast recordings with our future Black Life coaches to give them energy to keep them going. What would you say is a tip or a hack or a trick that you used? You said, I would take my laptop with me to finish work, or I could shift focus and finish here, or I could do it while I was working on something else, or set time in my calendar to make sure that it was getting done in the middle of everything else and lifing. What is one hack or one tip or trick that you would share with a future Black woman Christian certified life coach who needs I hadn't thought of that could potentially help them get through the training as well?
What was important for me was I approached it like I was doing a degree. I knew what the goal was at the end. I want to be certified. So I approached it like it was a job. It had to be scheduled. I made everyone aware of what I was doing. Everybody in the family had to be on board, because if they love me and they know that it is something that's important to me, they are going to be supportive. So I shared what it is that I was doing. I shared the time slot that I'm setting aside every day. If I say I'm going into my office to study, I'm going into my office to study. And that's what I do. I turn everything off and I dedicate the time to it. it is always a part of me. It's a part of my conversation. I make it a part of my life. If I don't spend much time talking because I have to go to study. I refuse phone calls. I will call you back. I will text you because the time is dedicated, because I want to finish to get my certification. And so I only have one teenager now. So if somebody is in a situation where they have a number of kids, the priority has to be what is important. The whole family has to be on board, and we pushing forward with this thing, and no stopping. You can't stop. You got to get this thing completed, and that's what I
Love
did.
that. Oh, that's such great advice. That's wisdom right there. Oh, I love that. So what is that one favorite part of the training that sticks out as you were going through it? What were you like, oh, I really like this part? Or as you said, your daughter said when you ask questions like, you of it like that, or oh, this could be part of that. What was that one favorite part of the Black Woman Christian Life Coach Certification Self-Study System?
I think the favorite part for me was, I guess the favorite part for me was the fact that it was easy for me to understand, and it wasn't, it wasn't highfalutin stuff. It was simple. It's like you were talking to me. It was a conversation, and a conversation that while you were having a conversation with me, it was like you were coaching me too. So I was being encouraged while you teaching me to encourage somebody else. So by the time I was finished, I was coached, and it connected. Your story it connected with me in a level, woman to woman, like I could exactly understand where the seasons you are walking through, that I'm walking through now. And it made me realize that every experience that I'd had was preparing me for this. So with all the questions that was in the packet, I could answer those questions because I've been there.
Nice.
So that was what was key to me.
I love that so much. Any other ahas or takeaways from the training you want to share?
Any other takeaways? Well, the fact that I was getting into a new community of Black women, what was so important. Shout out to Coach Alina, because immediately we connected, and it was just amazing connecting with her. Connecting with her while going through the program. It was such a blessing to me. And so connecting with Coach Alina, just learning about other coaches made me feel a part of a family. And that was encouraging for me.
Absolutely. When I saw you two on camera, like y'all spirits match. She has such
Instantly.
a gorgeous spirit. You do
Instantly.
too.
Oh my gosh.
Get involved. I'm like, because I used to find the clients for y'all, but I was like, nope, this is what it's like to have to go out and make your own connections. And when you let the spirit lead you, you're gonna find your spiritual twin, okay? And when I saw you
still
on
connected.
camera, I was like, you got this. You got this.
We still connecting. I followed up with her. She was like, are you going to follow up? And I'm like, yes. So I did schedule a follow-up. I said, I know I'm not your coach, but I'm going to follow up to make sure, what we talked about. And it was a blessing to do it.
That's what it's about, and having somebody to walk with you.
Yes.
There's nothing like being in a room and knowing someone there. Like, I hate being the new kid on the block. I need to know at least one person to know where you're comfortable. So you're like, I'll, go hang out with my friend, but then go meet some new people. I need to know at least one person. And that's what I encourage you guys to connect. And like I said, when Holy Spirit leads you, you're going to get the person you're supposed to connect with. And when I saw y'all on camera, I was like, they're good. And so what was like your, what did you learn about yourself in that self-study process? Being able to answer those questions. Now you connected with a like-minded coach. You got this community. What was that thing that maybe you rediscovered something, you learned something, or you discovered for the first time about yourself going through the Black Woman Christian Life Coach Certification Self-Study System?
Dreams, they never die. Dreams never die. They may be quiet, they may be dormant, but they're never dead. And I think for me, for a couple of years, I wasn't dreaming anymore. I was just living. I was just surviving. But I realized that the desire for me to serve, I have a servant heart. So the desire for me to serve, it got a little crowded because I was just trying to survive. But when I was given the space to go back and go dig up the graves where I'd buried those dreams, I realized that they were still alive. It's just that they were buried. And so I started dreaming again of wanting to be this resource for women, to have a transitional home for women where they could come with their children and we help them to get on the right track, to get out into life and live the best life you could possible. So that was it for me. I started dreaming again.
I love that. So for someone who's ready to dream again, maybe they're on the fence, maybe they're like you were, where you were looking through the podcast app. Maybe they're ready to say yes, but they're not really sure if they said yes in their heart, but not on screen yet, where they've clicked submit, apply, pay, join. What would you tell that person that is getting ready to come on over and become a future Black Woman Christian Certified Life Coach, but they're still, lurking, praying about it or thinking about it?
Okay, well, in thinking, you have to think with purpose. What do you want your mark on this earth to be? I think of a puzzle, and if there's a missing piece, and that missing piece is me, then that puzzle is not finished. And so if you have to think on purpose, you have to think with a vision. You can't just think, oh, I would really love to go to the store. If you don't get up, pick up your purse and go to the store, the thing will sit there and you will sit at home never getting that thing. So think with purpose. If you have a relationship with the Lord, use him. The Holy Spirit he is here for us. The Lord left him here to help us with everything. So I'm always yapping, and so think with purpose what it is you want to achieve. If you want to make your mark, if you want to be that puzzle, that finished piece that finished that puzzle, then you have to say, okay, what is the plan? I cannot get to be that piece of puzzle if I don't get myself in shape to fit into that space. So when you're thinking and pondering, you think and ponder with a plan and a purpose. Have a vision for what you want. And when you see that vision and when the opportunity comes, the Lord would have prepared you for it. Go for it. If you don't work, okay. I've had a couple. And at the age that I am, I was like, I'm jumping in again. Because the Lord is with me. He said, I'll never leave you. So I'm jumping in with him, holding it at his word. And if that's where you are, think with purpose, pray and listen. And if the Lord opens the window, don't even wait for the door. Jump in. And if the opportunity is there, take it.
Oh, girl. On that note, the wisdom like you want to share that you ain't sharing, because I knew you was about to just bring it, like you're fresh off the financial fast, honey. So I hope whoever's listening, you made it this far, you was ready. I knew she's about to bring it. You got me put a lip gloss on camera and stuff. Stan, what's your final words? Let's wrap this up and let the people go ponder on all the nuggets that you dropped so far.
Well, I don't care what age you are. I thought I was meandering into retirement in the next 8 years. I turned 60 and I was felt like I was in a black hole. But I really talked to the Lord. I was like, Lord, what is going on? If that's where you are and you think life is over, I don't have any money. Oh, the scripture has promises and we have to hold him. He said, test me. So you have to go back to what you know, even if it's been a while. We are always in a season of renewal and refreshing. And so if today is the day you're going to do it, the sun is up, oh, I'm ready to go. And so you take this day and do something to get your future started. And I don't care how old you are. Use today, use the sun as your direction. Get your day started, get your life started today. If you want to write a plan out, write the plan out today. If tomorrow you're going to say, okay, I'm going to make one call, or I'm going to check to see whatever it is, whatever you need to do, start doing it now. And I promise you that the Lord will honor what you have. It doesn't matter how small you know, whatever you have in your hand, he will honor it and he will bless you. And I am a testimony of the blessings of God. When I came in, I had nothing. I had one mite and I got another mite, and that was my two. And that's my encouragement. You don't worry about what you don't have. Just give the Lord what you have and he will use it. And if your calling is to be a life coach, that desire, if you give it to him, he will turn it around for you. I promise.
Ooh, I just want to just bask. Just let him use you. You have definitely let him use you on today. I just want you to know that you have blessed me real good. I don't know about nobody else. But my cheeks hurt from smiling. Want to say thank you for taking time out. I know we had a whole nother agenda for today, but I was like, wait a minute, girl, we cute. Let's get on camera.
I know it.
And I'm so glad we did. Thank God for obedience and him making a way and us having the time. Tell me where they can find you and connect with you if they would like to get just more of this radiant sunshine in their life. How can they connect with you more?
My Facebook, it's in progress, but I'm on Facebook, Yvonne Sinclair. And so that's a good way to connect with me. It has been mind-blowing. I've been on Facebook for years, and all of a sudden now I'm getting photo shoots, and I'm I got a business photo shoot that was done 2 weeks ago. It just totally blew me away. So I'm in the process of vamping my LinkedIn and creating Instagram, doing all of that. But Yvonne Sinclair, you put it in there, you'll find me on Facebook.
You can also put in the search bar in our private complimentary Christian coaching community over at www.futurebblacklifecoaches.com. We have a very growing group, if that's fully, I don't even know if that sounds right, but I said it. Coach Yvonne, I'm sure you're in that group. If not, join, because that's where you're going to find even more Future Black Life Coaches to connect with. As I mentioned, it is a complimentary part of just being a part of my world. And I love telling people that our coaches are there so that they can know, like, hey, it's people who have made it through this process successfully, and they still hang around. They come back, they network, they mentor, they pour into others. And so I know that's a great place to find you as well. And real quick, what's one thing that you're working on? What's something that we can support you and, send up prayers in the spirit and be there for you, like any goal or big plan, future goal as a newly certified Black woman and Christian life coach?
Well, I got someone made a suggestions for me to do YouTube shorts. And so that is an area that I want to get into, where I can go in, just share what's on my heart, what's my focus, because I really want to be available for anybody who wants to coach. So if there's I've been making a list of different areas that I want to talk about. And so I'm working on getting that together, where I could go on, do a video just talking about whatever area people might be stuck in that want to move forward. And just get people thinking about, what, I never even thought about that.
Right.
And so that's an area that I'm looking forward to working on.
Yeah. Okay, so fill in this blank. The success I've had since becoming a Black woman Christian certified life coach is?
The success I've had is just being submitting my way to the Lord. Literally submitting everything to him. I was holding nothing back. And then when I gave to him, what he gave to me is there for everybody to see.
Oh, so beautiful. I feel a cry coming. So we're going to wrap this up. I want to say thank you so much. Like from the first time I saw your face on camera and got a chance to be in your presence and witness your spirit, to see how you have evolved and just blossomed, to track and follow and keep up to date with your journey, to checking in. I didn't even have to check on you. You were updating me. Like, here's where I am. Here's the update. Here's what's going on. Here's what I'm going to do. And did it. As the kids say, and did.
Right.
I'm now singing your praises and just glowing and smiling just as big as you are, because you said yes and amen, and you made it. You are here, and now you are a lady of legacy. You are a legend. You are now officially in our podcast archives, encouraging others for future generations to come. And that's what it's all about.
Okay.
Anything else you want to share before we wrap up? This is all about you. It's your stage. I'm just sitting here with chills. So anything else on your mind?
Well, I'm just grateful. I really want to encourage women that if you have a relationship with the Lord, don't ignore it, because that is what is going to get us through and give us extra to provide help to other people. And so I would encourage you to go with him, go on the journey with him. Just don't worry about anything, just go. And thank you, Coach AJ, for being so open and vulnerable with sharing your story, because the vulnerability that you had connected with mine. And so that was an open window for me to say, you know what, I'm going with her.
Well, I am so happy to have you on this journey. I am looking for way more Coach Yvonne's, okay? So if you're listening to this podcast and your spirit resonates and you're like, oh, she is me. She sounds like me. I feel her. Like you're our people. So head over to www.futureblackLifeCoaches.com. Come join our community. Get in this portal. Get sucked in. Come become a future Black woman Christian certified life coach. And as I always love to say, remember, there is someone somewhere. They are waiting on you. Yes, you watching. You finally see me on camera. I don't know if it's going to happen again too soon. However, I was cute today. Yes, you listening. Hopefully the audio came through, because sometimes my laptop be tripping, but we're about to win a grant for a new laptop soon. So y'all be praying for that. They're waiting on you to walk in your destiny so they can walk into theirs, because it's when you let your own light shine, you're giving others permission to do the same. And as Coach Yvonne so eloquently put it, when you let yourself heal, you're giving others permission to do the same. And I'm not sure if you said it here or if you or someone else said it on the other event we had today, but it's in my spirit, so I had to say it. So keep going, keep pressing, impact one life and you'll impact generations, especially as a future Black woman, Christian certified life coach. Thank y'all for listening. Thank you, Coach Yvonne, for being here, holding space, making time. We'll see y'all on the next episode. God bless. Bye, future Black life coaches.